Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to hatch out angelfish eggs. It's an easy beginner's way to do this, and if you follow these steps, you should have a very high success rate. You just need a few basic materials, and that's going to be like a 5-10 gallon aquarium, an air stone, a heater, some methylene blue, and of course you're gonna need angelfish eggs. So anyways guys, let's get right into the video and I'll show you exactly what I do. I walked in to witness this exciting behavior. This is what's called lip locking. They lock lips and push each other like this, and this shows that the female has accepted the male and that they'll be spawning soon. So this is always a really good sight to see, especially if you're trying to breed these angelfish. So of course I went and got a slate and put it in the aquarium with them so that they can lay their eggs. Female is putting eggs down on the slate, and then the male is coming back behind and fertilizing. The female, it's the smaller one right there, and then the male is the one that's quite a bit larger. So this method I'm going to show you is quite simple. It's very effective, and it starts off with a 5-gallon aquarium. I find really the bigger the aquarium, the better, because you have more water volume and it's a little bit more stable. But I'm going to use this 5-gallon aquarium right here, and I wash it out really good with hot soapy water. And I use this Dawn dishwashing soap right here. I find it's the best. It cleans out of the aquarium very well, and I scrub all sides, and it literally took me 35 minutes of washing this tank. The main point here is thoroughly clean this aquarium so that you do not have a bunch of fungus and mold growing. You want to keep that at bay. Now that I've got it thoroughly clean, I'm going to put the aquarium back on the stand where it's going to go, and then I fill it up with dechlorinated water. And I try to get the water about 80 degrees. I keep it between 80 and 82. And then I'm going to put in my heater. And the heater has been sanitized as well. Anything I introduce into this aquarium should be thoroughly cleaned. The air stone, the hose, the heater should be thoroughly cleaned. And then I use some methylene blue, which this is also key to keeping down the fungus and bacteria. That's the name of the game. Keep down the fungus and bacteria. And I'll show you how I put this methylene blue in. I dip a cotton swab into it, and then I go ahead and spread that around in the tank. I should have probably done a little bit more methylene blue than this, but it worked out fine for what I did. The methylene blue gets everywhere, so be very careful. Now that that's in, I'm going to pull the eggs out of the tank. And now this slate, of course, has not been sanitized because it has the eggs on it. So that's where the methylene blue comes in. It will help keep the slate a little bit cleaner. And as you can see, I'm trying to put the slate in, but I can't. The bottom of it keeps slipping out because there's no substrate. So what I do is I take the suction cup off of the heater. It has 2 or 3 of them, and then I use that for the base to slide up against, and it will hold it in place. The next thing that I do, and I do this on all angelfish eggs I'm trying to hatch out, because I do believe this is key and really a game changer once I learned about this, is put an air stone in the aquarium and fashion it where the bubbles will go pretty close to the eggs. Not directly. You don't want the bubbles to really hit and disturb the eggs. You want it just like this, where it will circulate a little bit of water around the eggs. And that's exactly what the parents do in nature, is they fan the eggs and keep fresh water moving over them. So this is key. Make sure that you do this, and this will greatly improve your hatch rate, and it will keep the eggs much cleaner. This is day 3. I've turned off the air stone so that we can see the eggs a little better, and I am testing the temperature, and we are almost at 80 degrees, and so that's perfect. That's right where I want it. Get in a little closer here, and you can see some of the eggs have turned white, so that means they're no good, the ones that are white. And this is going to happen on every batch. I don't care what you do, you're going to have some of these white eggs. This is now day 5, and you can see they're starting to wiggle a lot more. The tank is looking very clean, and the white eggs have not spread fungus to the babies, so this is great. Some of them have kind of slid down like right here, and I think there may be also a few on the bottom, but I am expecting these things to be free swimming within the next few days. I'm keeping the water temperature from 80 to 82 degrees, so I will be back in a couple days and show you guys the progress. Now this is day 7 and the angelfish are free swimming, so this is really exciting at this point. I know that I'm going to have a large batch of these. There has to be at least 200 of them in this aquarium, so pretty excited about that. I will start feeding these guys brine shrimp. I'll show you guys a video on how I hatch out my brine shrimp as well. It's very simple, but anyways, I feed these guys brine shrimp. It makes them grow incredibly fast, makes them strong and healthy, so that's the best thing. You can also feed them powdered fry food in the very beginning. I order mine from Aquarium Co-op, and I just take a brush and dip it into the fry powder and then knock it on the edge, and it spreads a thin layer all over the surface of the water. I learned that from Dean's Fish Room, so that's a really good technique, and I do that usually on the first day. Also, at this point, what you want to do is get the methylene blue out of the water. So I do a water change, and I fashion a hose with some pantyhose around it and a rubber band so I don't suck up all these little babies. I find this is the best way to remove the methylene blue, and you don't have to worry about accidentally sucking up any of these babies. I keep it up towards the top of the tank, or I keep it away from where I see all the fry swimming. And then I'll do about a 40 to 50% water change, and I treat that water with safe to dechlorinate it, and I also make sure it's about 80 to 81 degrees so that you don't shock the fry with a water temperature difference. And from this point forward, I'll continue to do water changes typically every day to every other day, and it will be a 10 to 20% water change. And what I found is when you consistently do water changes, the fry grow much faster, and then you have a lot less die off. So it's really important to do this. So this is the process I've been using to hatch out my angelfish eggs, and it's been the most consistent for me. I've got a couple other ways that I've been hatching them out. It's a little bit more hands-off, and I'm making some videos on that right now. And then whenever those are finished, of course, I'm going to post those videos. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please hit the like button and also subscribe for me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.